Stay here, stay here. Look what we discovered. Remember this guy? It's the Weege Show. Daniel Blair has a real job. You didn't quit, you're not homeless. You had a real job. That's why you had a job already.
Yeah.
And now it's busy season. Are you okay with this? Or are you regretting your life decisions because you have 900 riders this week, Daniel?
Yesterday, midday, I was pretty frustrated with a certain moto that went down, but today, when you've won every single moto...
He wants these guys to know this.
Then, yeah, today's been
a clean sweep.
It's been fantastic. I'm all of a sudden not tired and grumpy. It's weird.
So it's just results based?
100%.
The work is fine?
The work's always been fine. Dude, I've had 100 jobs going at the same time my whole life. That's nothing new.
Taxi cab company.
I own a cab company.
It helps when you have
around in a cab.
Yes. It helps when you got wide odds. You got really wide odds. You got 3 brands. I don't know how you keep track of all that.
We stack the deck.
Is anyone mad at you for you seem to like one more than the other? You're more favoring one color of bike, or how do you able to keep that on track?
We just win. No, I'm just playing. No, it's all good. It's pretty strategic how we move them around. So it's all good. But no, I in all seriousness, like today has been a good day for like our guys. Just I don't know why you're smiling. I'm not being funny now.
No,
I'm being dead
I
serious.
actually just smiled because I realized you're wearing a 10 Cycles hat.
JB.
Yeah, Justin Braden's bike shop. Oh, you got him.
Guess what brands are at 10 Cycles?
You got him right there.
Zoom in right there.
Oh yeah, they gave me a free kill switch for my kid's bike.
I just want to make sure no matter what brand wins, JB wins.
JB always wins. JB always wins. Welcome to the Weege Show. It's brought to you by Racetech is back. Congratulations. You respect those abs right there. Racetech bringing you the show. They got engine and suspension seminars out in California. I'll tell you more about them later. Paul Perebijnos, we want to talk about Raise It for USA.
Yeah.
So you had a golf tournament last year, raised some money for a donations team, which is cool. But we want to make it better this year, which I guess means I have to go for starters.
That'd be great if you can.
Okay.
That'd be great.
So the plan is Sunday after
The Coliseum.
in California.
Yeah, it's in Irvine. It's at Strawberry Farms Golf Club, which is about 6 miles from the Orange County Airport. So we're gonna try to start early and get people out early so people can catch flights home on Sunday night. But yeah, we're obviously going to France this year. We have a title to defend finally. After an 11-year drought, we finally won.
Yes.
So that was incredible. I think it motivated the paddock, motivated the industry, especially the media too. I think you guys really enjoyed covering some winners.
Yes. It was.
So
People
yeah.
don't want to read the stories on Monday after they lose. They don't.
Exactly.
Yes.
So we got a tall order in front of us this year for sure to go to France. If anybody has ever been to a Motocross of Nations in Europe and you were at Redbud, I promise you this one is going to be even bigger and better than Redbud. The French fans are absolutely nuts. Ernée is going to be packed. It is going to be a huge event, and we're going to have the 1, 2, 3 on our bikes. So
with these playoff races that going into September, they've already flip-flopped some dates to get the nations in. Has it been hard to get riders, or is that motivation from last year? Is it still good? You still have guys that want to do it?
Well, it's good and bad. I think it's good because everyone signed up. If you remember that big press conference we had at the LA Coliseum, everyone signed up to race into October.
That was the original thing, yes.
Then everything changed, and now this race is October 8th, so it's actually a better deal than what everyone signed up for in December.
Okay.
But tricky part is we've lost Jadon Cooper. So
yeah.
I knew the date was changing at Anaheim 1, and I texted Justin and his wife and said, hey, Des Nations is changing. And they said, we've already booked our venue for that weekend. And it's a non-refundable deposit, like we can't change. So we knew Jadon Cooper was out as of Anaheim 1.
Yeah.
So it sucks to not have our 250F guy that I think is on pace to, again, be in the running.
Yeah,
but I think we have another 250F guy that we
this
can
way
put
away
on.
from the speaker. Yeah, I think he's another kid coming on strong.
Yeah, I think so. He's a great starter. He's a great sprinter. What he did at Washougal was amazing.
Yeah.
So I think he is probably the most solid pick that everyone within Team USA is agreeing on to send.
Yes.
And a star Yamaha is nice to have too when you have to start against 450s.
Yes.
So yeah.
250 is starting to look easier.
I would say so.
Yes.
I would say Washougal was a big statement to strengthen his case to be on the team for sure.
But the other spots. Look,
the other spots are up in the air.
I don't know if people know, but some riders are switching teams.
Yeah, and what people might not know is in this industry, for the most part, contracts end at the end of September.
Yeah.
So, which means we're now racing in October. So there's some like, what do we do here? But I do believe Chase Sexton is interested in going. Honda would love to support him to go. he wouldn't be there on a different bike.
Okay.
He would be there on a Honda if
Okay.
he's on the team. And then after that, it's a lot of different opinions and kind of trying to figure out who's it's going to be. So, but one guy I think a lot of people are overlooking is because he's just not racing now.
Yeah.
And he's been to this race before. He's been to this track before. He is a avid USA guy, and that's Cooper Webb. And I think he is interested in going as well. And I'd love to have him there to ride either MX2 or I'm sorry, MX3 or MX1.
Yes, so he has a new team he'll be on eventually. They usually support this event. And he's got to get some revenge on the Nations
Absolutely.
as well.
Well, if you remember, he was in position, the team was in position to win, and Cooper fell in the last lap.
Yeah.
So I know that's been burning inside of him for a long time. I know he wants some revenge. So as everyone knows in this industry, I think a Cooper Webb with a chip on her shoulder is a good guy to have on your team. So I think he's a good pick. But yeah, we have Justin Barsha.
I would prefer that. Barsha could come back.
Barsha to consider, Jason Anderson to consider, Plessinger, and even RJ Hampshire possibly on a 450.
Okay.
I think those are all the names in the conversation.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a long ways away still, so we don't have to pick. But yeah, back to the golf tournament. Yeah, it's really important to try to raise money so we can make it easier for every team to go.
Yeah, because there's a lot of expenses. Well, we all learned the hard way. The French, they had the 5-year win streak, and they had infrastructure. You would think like, hey, they're just racing dirt bikes, but there are small things that add up. I'm sure you learned from that, and it helps a lot to have some funding to build some infrastructure at the race.
It's pretty tough to not make something better by throwing money at it.
Yeah.
And what a lot of people don't know, and the premise behind this golf tournament is a lot of these nations that we compete with, they do get government funding.
Oh, really?
Australia.
This way. Looks better. Stand with that in the back.
Australia,
Save some track.
France, they get
government funding,
assistance.
like Olympic style.
They get us, yes.
Oh,
So
wow.
That's why I kind of I couldn't put this idea down, and I said, let's at least put our guys on a level playing field.
Yes.
And in my opinion, the racers that we have in this country, if we can send our best team every year, we will be competitive.
Yes.
And I think where we've gone array over the last 10 years is we haven't been able to send our best team.
Yeah.
So that's really what I am trying to fix with this, is inject some funds, and then just get everybody remotivated and excited about Des Nations. And hopefully the win last year did that, and I just really want to keep the ball rolling.
That's the whole thing. The Redbud vibe was awesome, and everybody wants to race Redbud. We got to keep that going. That's the challenge.
For sure.
Yeah. All right, go to raiseit4usa.com. That's Paul Perebijnos. Play golf with us, but get some riders out there. It's going to be kind of like an end-of-the-year blowout shindig on the golf course in California after the final playoff round at the LA Coliseum in September, and you'll get to hang out with riders and important people and make fun of the fact that I don't know how to play golf. Like, I don't know how to do a lot of things. And then all the money raised from that event goes to Team USA. And it was a noticeable difference. Just to give you an example, they had a neutral site last year where all the riders that were on the team could work together instead of being in and out of their own trucks as they normally would. As at Redbud back in 2018, I don't think the team even spoke to each other much. It was just like 3 individual riders just going out and riding individually. They did not work as a team, and then they were able to pay filmers to go out and film practice to figure out lines, which is not easy at a motocross race. In Supercross, you can have one filmer and see the whole track. So that's Raise It for USA. Good job, Paul Perebijnos, and we'll see you in September. And very intriguing. Look, we all know that Cooper Webb will eventually be part of the monster Yamaha Star Racing team. That is the rumor. It's the rumor. But he's going to be back on that team eventually. So if he's going to be ready early enough, we know that team supports the event, and could be a heck of a thing to get Cooper Webb on the team. But as Paul said, lots of other options as well when you think of Anderson and Plessinger and even RJ Hampshire. He wants to be on the team so bad he could ride a 450. So that's that. As for the racing today here at Loretta's, thank you, Gary, for this beautiful tower. We have to thank really Phoenix Honda and David Eller, because he's got a construction company, MXoN Construction. All I wanted was a tower where I could see turn 1. That's our old announcer's tower.
Yeah.
He really overdid it.
He
really
had,
overdid
88
it.
lived to ride, Debbie Bartosik and family.
Yep.
Bought the containers, and Dave and his crew came down and built them and put them up in like a matter of 4 days.
Jeez, oh man.
It's crazy.
But he loves it. Like, he rebuilt the place after the flood, and I feel like this is his thing now.
He built the starting line.
Yes.
He built the billboard. He
Yes.
did the Yamaha mechanics area.
Yep.
He's amazing. His
Yes.
team is just amazing.
Right. So I feel like this has become his baby now. Like, what other project?
Hey, I need
I got
some help.
one. Oh, really? Right now? Okay.
This thing needs a name.
The tower.
Yeah, it just can't be the announcer's tower.
No.
You got to be
No.
creative. I mean, look, I think it looks like a beast.
It does look like a beast.
So, but if you could come up with some ideas,
Okay.
maybe do a little.
That's
like,
usually your specialty.
thing.
Let's be honest. That is
Yeah.
usually your specialty. It is.
Let's
Yes.
get some-
Yes.
You know, we need some ideas about this thing.
Yeah. Tower's not cool enough. Tower's not cool
Tower's
enough.
not cool
Not cool enough. So that is, yes, big thanks to Phoenix Honda team owner David Eller for putting this together, and actually to the ATV Motocross group, because as David put it, you know, there is an ATV race here the week after this national every year, and there's so many gains. Every year we come back here, the infrastructure and this facility gets better and better, and the ATV group is able to obviously enjoy that as well. So it's like, we're gonna have the ATV people chip in for this one, and the Bartosik family in 88 Lives to Ride, which is in honor of an ATV racer that we lost about 20 years ago. So the Bartosik family stepping up and helping us have this awesome tower, which I'll show you in a second. As for the racing here at Loretta's, well, I feel it's changed a little bit. I feel like I've been coming here 22 years now, and I feel like the mini cycle classes really used to be the heart of this event. To me, it's changed because the transition, the gap, we're not seeing that the best 85 or 65 rider and then super mini rider just goes right into the pros and has it. We're seeing this weird thing when the guys get on the big bikes where some riders who you didn't know were gonna be good come to life. Some of the mini cycle riders drop off. I'm not exactly sure what that is. I think it might just be the difference between a 250F and an 85 is so much bigger than the difference between an 85 and a 125 back in the day. So I feel like the event now, you really got to start scouting in the B classes. That's really become the class that anybody could come out of the woodwork and make a name for themselves. To me, back in the day, if you were the 13-year-old, if you were the best 13-year-old 85cc rider, you were destined for greatness, no doubt about it. That's kind of tailed off a little bit, although I will say that Daxton Bennick and Hayden Deegan were both champions when they were 13 on 85s here at Loretta's. They split titles back in those days. So it's still alive to a degree, but the Justin Cooper, the Levi Kitchen, Chance Hymas, another one that came on in the B class, that started to happen more and more. Aaron Plessinger came on in the B class. So that's kind of what I look at most closely. And we just wrapped one up, Schoolboy 2. There's 250B and Schoolboy 2, which is where the big boys of the B class generally play. And it was Casey Cochran putting together an unbelievable ride. He had the 40-second gate pick straight up. We do random gate picks at Loretta's, 40-second pick. And he had a bad start, as you would imagine, and he came all the way through some big names, Drew Adams, Enzo Temmerman, Kristen Janik, Logan Best. He was able to pass them all. Mark Finnis put in a great ride. We transitioned to the Pro Sport class, but that was won by Julian Beaumer today. Bennick won a different Pro Sport class yesterday. Bennick not quite so good today. This is our girls class as we resume racing after some track maintenance. So Casey Cochran has 2 moto wins, 250B and Schoolboy 2. I think he's really ascending now. He's always been good, but I think really putting his name on like who's next, he's really, I think, putting his name out there as that's next. I'm not sure if he's back here at Loretta's next year. I would not be surprised if Husqvarna and that Daniel Blair guy maybe have him turn pro when the Nationals begin next summer with the progression that Casey Cochran is on. We'll watch for the 66. He did win the Supercross Futures title, but honestly, the hype there was Bennick against Beaumer. They knocked each other down in the first lap. But Cochran is only a B rider, whereas Bennick and Beaumer are already borderline pro, right? Sorry, my camera cut out there. Now, one step ahead of Cochran is Bennick and Julian Beaumer. Remember, Cochran got the Supercross Futures Championship, but it was only because Cochran and Bennick and Beaumer knocked each other down. But they're a borderline pro, or in Bennick's case, already done some pro. Cochran probably next year. My camera cut out, that's why there's a weird transition. So I feel like Cochran's really making the name for himself today. I found Joey Crown. You guys remember Joey Crown? Crown Town. How you doing? I know you mentioned your eyes coming along, getting better.
Yeah, making good improvements still, a year and a half out, but
Yeah.
This past week I made a big jump and actually went for a mountain bike ride and was able to keep everything focused. So
Nice.
That was,
Can you, the camera, is that like exercise right now?
no,
This camera?
yeah, a little bit of exercise.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Now, does this go all the way back to like Daytona?
No, it's the crash at club before Paris.
Oh, okay, before Paris, yeah.
That
Oh,
was-
yeah, because you're becoming the international guy.
Yeah.
You had some success at those overseas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got Geneva, and then I got into Paris. I was doing some money motos, and then I ended up going to Paris. Or
Yeah.
planned to.
Yeah. And then it went right.
Yeah, 2 days before, yeah.
Gotcha.
Had a crash.
So that was Paris last year or the year before?
Year before, 21.
21. Still working your way back.
Yeah, still
All right.
working back.
I'm sure you got fond memories though.
Yeah.
You had some titles out here at Loretta's, Joey.
Yeah, good
Yeah.
and bad memories. But
That's Loretta's.
yeah,
That's Loretta's.
I think everyone's got those.
Yes. Good to see you, Joey Crown. Working at the Shoals. Working at the Shoals. Shoals, give him a shout, and he's training some kids. That's Stu Baylor's training facility in South Carolina. Joey Crown, who we haven't seen on the track in a while. He broke his eye socket, so he's working on getting the vision dialed in. There's 88 Live to Ride, who we mentioned helped rebuild this tower. The ATV Motocross group is the one that actually pitched in to build this. So thanks to those folks who have their national next week. And it's really loud up here, so I'm gonna go inside our tower. Not like it's gonna be any quieter in there. This is our new announcer's tower. What's up, everybody? Oh, it's lunchtime.
Coming around the finish
When we get to the
line,
girls' class, we have some assistants.
and,
Thank you.
it looks like-
And we'll be right back aboard. All right, we're back. As I was talking about with our B classes, you never know when things are going to click, when things are going to happen. And we got another story building in the B class here. That's a quality look for Texas. We got another story brewing here in the B class. Jadon Cooper.
Yes, sir.
Did you tell me yesterday you tried to qualify for Loretta's 5 times and didn't make it?
Yes, sir. Before I got here in 2017,
Yeah.
5 years in a row, just grinding it out. It was a heartbreak every time. I've actually been to the regional, got 7th in both of my classes. Didn't even get it as an alternate, and I really hurt inside.
Yeah.
And my parents and believed in God, and they told me just never give up, and I never gave up. And it's honestly surreal to be up here, man. I never gave up.
So now you've gone 2-1. Where did it, I mean, from not qualifying to 2-1 in your motos in B, that's legit, dude.
Yeah, it feels great. It's a blessing, just a dream come true. It's all glory to God, man. Everything is just up to Him, and He's just got me to this point. And I believed Him in the dark days, and for sure gonna believe Him in the bright, and just gonna keep moving forward and keep the head down, so hopefully we can get a championship.
We were having camera problems today. I hope you enjoyed that interview with Cooper, and who knows, making a name for himself. I'm back to the midway. We've got Suzuki and KTM and Honda back there. This is Yamaha and the famous Kawasaki Greenville over there. This town square is absolutely maddeningly nuts, how populated it gets at certain points of the day. There's those new Yamahas. Hi. Check out racetech.com and sign up for their seminars. They have engine and suspension seminars and general shop work seminars, all coming up in the month of November out in California. Go to racetech.com and sign up for them and get yourself a set of Gold Valves. Gold Valves, you know your suspension will be plusher or better bottoming resistance. All right, let's wrap this show up. Mike Brown just murdered the field again.
I have to talk to the boss man on that. He probably is listening to me, and he probably put a note of that. But anyways, it's nice to be here, and you know, my KTM MXoN racing, a Glenn Twitch demolition.
They're trying to convince Mike Brown to race Budds Creek National in a couple weeks. He said he got to talk to the boss man, who I think would be Alden Baker. Mike said he wants to race a national next year. I think he's got a goal of a couple more Loretta's titles, and then race next year at Budds Creek, and then maybe be done with the Loretta's thing. And I know everybody's going to get mad that Mike Brown is racing here. Jeff Emig is as well, et cetera, et cetera. Half of the age classes, they're not allowed to race. So they have half that are like non-ex-pro dudes that score points, and then half that are. So that's the balance they've come up with. There's Emig on the 300 two-stroke. All right, let's wrap this Weege show up with the thunder of Open Pro Sport. Who's going to be the next rider to turn pro and make an impact? Well, he's probably in this group right now. Bryce Shelley and Gaston Bennett with good starts. Let me see how quickly I can get to the 10 Commandments. Can I beat the riders? Here we go. We did it. Appreciate GoPro stabilization, and Bennett to the lead immediately. There's Gavin Towers. And videoing us. I'm videoing Verb, videoing me, making a video.
It's like the trifecta.
Yeah, I know. This is like an infinity mirror right now. Oh wait, here we go. Shoot this. I'm shooting, you shooting. pretty cool.